Merry Christmas to everyone on this entire planet. Last week I was talking about emotional intelligence, which is very nice for everyone to improve your relationships. But this week it's all about Christmas. And maybe when you're spending a lot of time with friends and family, you have been facing the following situation. You're sitting with your mom, with your dad, or with your beloved ones, and you have a really nice, deep, and friendly conversation, and then all of a sudden, your telephone is going to ring. And what is your response now? Hi, my name is Juliane, and I'm talking about personal development to get along in this fast-paced world to live a happy and free life. We are very easily distracted from internal or external triggers. What is an internal or an external trigger? Internal trigger is any kind of discomfort, any kind of bad feeling like loneliness, fatigue, exhaustion, boredom, insecurity. And external triggers may be just ordinary distraction that someone is disturbing you, the telephone rings, you're feeling cold, you're hungry, you're thirsty. And all human behaviors are cued by internal and external triggers. We try to escape from bad and negative feelings and emotions. We want to move away from what we actually want. And so we miss out cultivating healthy relationships, what we need for our personal psychological well-being. In this case, being together with friends, being focused on conversations, being present in the moment instead of being distracted from any kind of not really important stuff. I'm not talking about everything is unimportant, so there are definitely some things like reminders. For example, an app which reminds you on healthy habit, that might be an important thing, or to get up in the morning, or to remember you to do this and that. Not every distraction is in a bad way, but most of the time we use distractions to get away from what we actually want to do. And the more you follow the call of distraction, it's becoming a habit. So distraction is becoming a habit. But how can we form healthy habits instead in a super distracted world? The answer is take action to have traction. And traction is what you say and what you want, you will do. And I want to give you 4 tips how you can implement healthy habits to get away from distraction. And the first one is, of course, you have to recognize your bad feelings. And the first thing is recognize the internal trigger. Like I said, loneliness or what you feel in that moment. Where do you want to get away from? And watch and observe those feelings. And you can control how you feel. And you can control the reaction to a certain feeling. Just observe what's going to happen and you decide in that moment how you want to react. Because if you think now, you can suppress this trigger. For example, your telephone is ringing or you hear a certain sound what reminds you to get an SMS or a WhatsApp, then you have this urgent feeling to see what it was, who was writing you. And studies say it's the same distraction if you try to focus on not focusing instead of just answering the email. And another great tip is that you make time for traction. So attractions are the things you really want to do, you really want to be attached to. And it doesn't matter what it is, just schedule your day. Make time boxing, which means, okay, from 1 till 2 p.m., I'm going to have a cup of coffee with a friend. But then you have the cup of coffee. If you want to scroll through your emails, SMS, WhatsApp, social media platforms, just schedule it and then it's fine. You don't have to feel bad. Do what you want, but just make time for it. You just plan your day and then it's easier to keep traction. Number 3, to make it more easy for you, delete all the apps which you don't need. Delete everything what you don't need in general. But this also means not only clearing your telephone or your desktop or your iPad, it's also about your environment. Like if you know that you need something to drink while working, so prepare a tea for that. Finish your food, that you don't have to switch between having breakfast and working on your laptop. Okay, just try to make it easy for you, keeping traction, make it difficult for you to have distraction. And number 4 is, if it happens to you, if it's going to be a little bit more difficult than expected, you can say, okay, I pay for every time I didn't do what I actually planned. So every time you checked your phone instead of working on your projects, you can pay in your distraction wallet, and then at the end of the month, you will be surprised how much you earned this month. And one thing I love to work on is to create a new identity. If you focus on values instead of goals, it's much more likely that you will succeed. For example, be the person who's concentrated. Be the person who's dedicated or who's focused on a conversation. Be the person who's energized. Be the person who's getting the daily plan managed. The more you change your identity, the easier it is for you to follow a certain plan. Being productive is not as bad and not as difficult as you probably expected now. Concentration is the skill of the future. In this high distracted world, you will gain a lot more traction and you will be a lot more focused, less stressed, more relaxed, have more time for your stuff if you learn how to be concentrated and get away from distraction. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe immediately to get more of these videos where I'm talking about personal development and how you can be super productive and super successful in this modern world.